And now we enter the overworld of the game. So what's nice is that you can just choose where you want to go next, and then you just go there. So we're going to go to Edward's castle. So there's no perusal of the overworld manually. The game just automatically brings you to where you need to go, which is an interesting feature. From what I understand too, you also don't do a lot of backtracking through this game. I don't think you're allowed to. This is King Edward's castle. I must report this intrusion. Will shows the letter to the guard. A guest of the king? I'm sorry, you may pass. Alright, so we've made it in unscathed. And then there's this nice statue here that we can't see or do anything with. This is King Edward's castle. Be courteous and know that the king is very strict. Okay, so this goes down. Where does this bring us to? Looks like a storage area with all these barrels here. This is the underground prison. Innocent people can't enter. So I guess we can't go this way. Let's try going up here instead. So your will. You were summoned by King Edward. Be careful when you meet with him. I will be on guard. Yeah, something doesn't seem right. I love you. What? Well, he's shy. I'm glad that somewhere in the world there is someone who's thinking of me. I see. Is there someone in there, or is she just hanging out with a statue? That's a little strange. Look at this parallax scrolling. Beautiful. This is the princess's room. Strangers can't enter. Who is it? Oh, there's our favorite friend. A guest? This is just a shabby boy. It's me, Kara. Oh, that voice. Let him in, or I'll tell everyone your old nickname. Oh, pardon me. Please enter. Nothing like the old nickname threat to get people to scoot. You. Yesterday. I was told to bring the crystal ring to King Edward. Terrible. It's terrible. Again, my father is trying to take something important from someone. I've escaped from the castle before. Now they won't let me go out. Recently, something very strange has happened in the castle. My mother's hired a famous hunter. It's ominous. Princess, let's go. I feel scared. My father and mother seem to have changed. Please save me. Take me out of here, please. Princess. Please come back, Will. Well, maybe we can try saving her later. But first, we shall ransack her royal room for a big pile of nothing. Man, oh man. Anything tucked away in a corner here? I don't know if these red jewels that we can probably find are indicated in any way, like if they twinkle, if you stare long enough. I have no idea. Your business is finished. Get out. Oh, I see. I guess we got a boot in the ass there. See you later. Well, he's shy. Okay, so she's still being a weirdo. Let's get out of here. Okay, so something is amiss. That girl's parents are being weirdos. What's up here? The interview room is before you. Climb the stairs to meet the king. Okay, let's not go that way yet. Let's go this way instead. See if there's anything else here. Recently, a hunter was hired. I wonder what the king is thinking. So everybody's got a proper dining table in their room. I wonder if this is like the lady in waiting or something. We don't get to know. We just get to know that she's there, being a person. Alright, well I guess there's nowhere left to go except to see the king. So you are Will. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Let's go see King Edward. If you want to see the king, keep your wits about you. If you want to see the king, keep your wits about you. Okay, well, this is a little bit nerve-wracking, eh? I'm a little bit worried. All right, well, talk to this lady. Queen Edwina says, the king sent you the letter. Talk to him. Okay, so nothing is up here. Okay, here it goes. King Edward says, your will? You look so shabby. Did you bring the crystal ring? Now, when I played this on stream, I said no. I'm going to say yes and see what happens. We said no when we got thrown in jail. Let's see. Good. An honest lad. Give me the ring. Oops. Oh, I missed that. Guards, throw this impudent weasel in prison. Then go to Will's house and find the ring. Yes, sir. Well, I guess we go to jail no matter what. Ma'am, save me. Did you say ma'am? It's the worst thing you can say to somebody is call them ma'am. So now we're in Edward's prison. I wonder why I have to suffer so. I wonder what will become of me now. Anyway, I have to think of a way to get out of here. And so now we can look around. This moss has seen thousands of prisoners come and go. Those prisoners must have been encouraged by any sign of life. So some of these parts of the game, you just have to literally wait. Like there's nothing that you can do to expedite some of these sequences, and this is one of them. So Will says someone was chained to this ball. I like how they didn't chain him up. They just kind of left him here. It's locked. So it's almost like they kind of give you the ability to feel what it would be like to be in jail with no options. You know, the hopelessness kind of starts to settle in after you try a few things. You spam around and there's absolutely nothing that you can do. So they do a pretty good job. A soldier's whisper comes from a hole in the ceiling. It's today's ration of bread. Even Moss drinks water. Will tastes some of the bread. The bread is hard. It's the worst thing he's ever tasted. For some reason, he really misses Grandma Lola's creative cuisine. So I guess the other thing we could possibly try is playing the tune. So we've just equipped Lola's melody. And we can try playing that. And it says he softly played the melody he had learned from Lola. But nothing happened. Because she did say when you feel sad, you can play it, and it would make her feel better anyways. Time passes slowly, but the long day is ending. It pains me to think of the prisoners' feelings, not knowing what they should do. While I was trying to think of a way out, I drifted off to sleep. A familiar voice speaks from the flute. Will, this is your father. Father? You were a cute child, but now you've grown up. Isn't Grandma Lola's pie delicious? Sure, Dad. Where are you? I can't tell you now. I have something to ask of you. Listen. Yes, if it's your wish, is obviously the thing that anybody would say to a parent that was, lost or they thought was gone and has contacted them. I want you to save me. I too was once held in this cell. Look at the left-hand wall. Oh, something just fell on us. This? Have you heard anything from Grandpa Bill? Grandpa? He was an architect. Your grandpa knows the secret of that stone. The secret? Starting now, you will encounter a terrible thing. Do I have to? Pick up the stone your enemy left. The power of the crystal is contained there. That power will prove to be your ally. You must make a pilgrimage to the ruins of the world to find the mystic statues. The closer you get to the crystal, the stronger the evil power will be. Will, no time, quickly, first, to the Incan ruins. The flute's voice fades and disappears. And so what we just picked up was a dark gem. And unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see it, but We'll be picking up a lot of those as we go. Oink, oink. I wonder if this is Kara's pig. What luck, there's a letter and a key tied to its tail. The letter read, "Sorry to hear that you're in prison." What a nice way to open. It's terrible what my father's done, but hear what I have to say. I too am a prisoner, in a prison of silk and gold. But tonight I will leave the castle forever. You will also be free. Love, Kara. You have the key. Everything, when you get things in this game, is very dramatic. Alright, so Hamlet has run away, and now we can equip our key, and we can use our key. As he turns the prison key, the steel door opens with a dull sound. There we go. And now we have escaped. And look at this, another dark space, so we can pop in here. And we can save our game. And sometimes, depending on where you're at, Gaia will say different things to you. So here she says, "I'm Gaia, the source of all life. I'll give you some advice. When you defeat all the enemies in an area, you will get a jewel that increases your abilities. Push the start button to see the locations of your enemies. Find the demons and defeat them. Record what's happened so far? Sure. Perfect. And we will continue onward." All right. So now that we're back in the prison here, pretty much what we're left with is just a little bit of perusal through this area. And we can open up this door as well. Talk to this person. I don't need anyone's help. I can get out by myself. All right, well, I'll leave the door open for you there, bud. You're welcome. And again, just checking out some of these spots to see if there's anything good hanging around. Doesn't seem so. Okay, so now we're into our first battle area, and I've just pressed the start button here. And you can see now that we have a bunch of stuff up on screen. So up in the top left corner, we have our HP, and each one of those little blue balls represents like a tick of life, if you wanted to put it that way. You can also see how many enemies we have around us and where they physically are. So there was a bat kind of roaming around right near us, and the little blue, they look like little blue angry faces with big grins, to me anyways. They are each representing an enemy on the floor. So you can see under the enemy count on the left hand side that there's 3, and items would be chests or other special things, and those are at 0. So we have no chests here to get. So essentially, if we press the A button, we have an attack, and that little left or right button will actually help us to block any projectiles. And we can also use that kind of twirling motion to pull some of those dark gems that generate from enemies towards us. Just like that. So that'll help us to be able to get them. And so after you defeat all the enemies in a given room, usually you get a reward, and the reward comes as an increase to either your health, your strength, your defense, etc. So here, we just beat those 3 bats, and so it says your HP power has increased. And you'll see now that our 4-ball life meter has increased by 1/2. When you defeat all of the enemies around you, a jewel will appear, just like we just talked about. So we killed the 3 bats. If we press start now, see our enemy count is at 0, and we can quite confidently move on. So it's important to always make sure that you finish fighting all the enemies in an area before moving on. So we pause here and we can see that there are lots of enemies. There's 14 in total that we need to take care of before we head on. What's nice about this game too is that the hit detection is quite good. Oh, and I should also mention too that these dark gems that we're collecting, you can see every time we collect one that our number kind of goes up under DP. And when we collect 100 dark gems, we get essentially what you would call like a continue. Like you can continue an infinite amount of times but essentially, with an extra continuing life type of thing, you don't have to kind of start back at a save point or anything like that. You can continue right from where you were. Yeah, and sometimes when you kill an enemy, a new pathway opens up, like what just happened here. So that's all fine and good. There we go. So yeah, you want to collect as many dark gems as possible. So we'll just continue on through this area here. There we go. Yeah, and sometimes you can end up doing like a little like super attack. I wonder if that happens if I accidentally hit run or something. I can't quite figure out when it happens, but here it says your strength has increased. And there we go, and we get a door to get out. And see, now we've cleared our map, so we can go on pretty confidently. Okay, so we have 15 enemies here and 1 chest to find, so we gotta make sure that we locate that before we leave the area. And see here now we have, what is this? A little thing that's following us? Hey, what are you doing? I guess we don't want to attack it, maybe? But here's some more of those statues that we can move, so we'll do that. Eventually you gain the ability to destroy statues instead of just moving them around, which is helpful. And I don't think that you can destroy these balls. I think you just kind of have to walk around them and hope for the best. Oh, I can't get that one? I guess not. I guess we can just leave that one there. There's probably some way to get it. I just don't know how to. We're probably not at the right angle. So right now we're at 33. And see, we just blocked that guy's projectile. We're at 33 gems, essentially. So another, well, we were at 33, but another, I guess, 64 of those, and we'll be at 100, and you'll see that we'll get another little life thing. So this is a switch. If you hit that, you'll see these little balls have moved now, so we can go this way. Now we can get this chest. You found a herb. Or an herb, I guess they put it. And if we go into our inventory now, we have one that we could use if we wanted to, but we won't for the moment. And now we want to go the other way. So we'll just flip that switch again. Make quick work of these slime guys. There we go. So we got a defense increase. Perfect. And now we can continue on. And again, our area is cleared. So we're not doing too badly here. There. So that's how we block a projectile. Can I go here? There we go. By just twirling. And here we have 11 more enemies. And I don't think these are enemies. And there's sometimes like a little trick to getting rid of some enemies. Like if they throw projectiles at you, you can kind of stand off center for them and then they don't hit you. You know, like you kind of get into a safe spot. I think that these spears also disappear after a while. There we go. What's this? It won't go in. Maybe it's rusty. I think I know what we need to do here. But first, let's get rid of these enemies. Yeah, there's a few more left. So for the sake of not leaving any stone unturned. And sometimes you run into these different colored enemies, and they're usually going to be a little bit more difficult to defeat. So our HP power has increased. So that's perfect. So there's another way forward, but we should go back here and see what this was all about too. Where does this go? Oh, just to a chest. We found a red jewel. There we go. Oh, and look, there's another portal. The portals also show up on the map sometimes. Or is this a portal? Sorry, I thought it might have been. I guess it's not. When you defeat the enemies, a shiny silver dark gem will appear. If you collect 100 of these, you gain 1 life. Even if you're defeated, you won't have to go back very far. And that's what I was talking about before. So we have 54 right now. So we're halfway to a free life, kind of. Alright, so back up here. And our little dandelion fluff friend just disappeared. What is this? Talking flower? It is a talking flower in the corner. Try playing the flute. Play the melody. Okay, well first let's go and see what's over here. Oh, that's our inventory. And there's no enemies on this floor. So I guess we do have to play the flute. Okay, so let's equip our melody. He softly played the melody he learned from Lola. He heard a soft voice from somewhere. Go to the switch on the right-hand wall. Okay, so not this one, so we'll go over here. The door won't open unless you push the switch on the count of 3. When I shout, push the switch. I'll count 1, 2, 3. Don't make a mistake. 1, 2, 3. Stop, the door is open. Go in. Okay, so someone's helping us. I can't talk to the flower anymore? Okay, so she just, I assume it's a she, just says the same thing. Okay, so we are now moving forward again. Ooh, I just got wrecked by this green guy. I'm gonna go back and finish killing these snaky dudes. Where are you? Okay, we got those. Well, that wasn't too bad. I like that you can sometimes hit enemies at the same time like this. The hitboxes, though, are kind of strange. Okay, so back into dark space. So here Gaia will heal us because we're damaged. So it looks like you're hurt. Close your eyes. And she just replenished our HP. So she says, again, she's the source of all life, and she has some advice for us. She says, our shape is only temporary. Try standing in front of the statue next to you. So we'll record, of course. And we'll continue. Alright, so what happens if we stand here? Will hears a voice in his head. Will, I've been waiting a long time for you to come. I am Freedan. I am eternal. Let me help you on your journey. As time goes by, you'll come to understand my nature. Will gradually loses consciousness. And so, more or less, Will has 2 other forms that he can take on. And one of them is Freedan. So Freedan is bigger and stronger, and he has a longer sword reach than Will does. So without Freedan, you actually can't solve some puzzles. So he's kind of needed. So pretty much if the game ever says to you, hey, you can transform into Freedan, you probably should, because you probably need him for something. And so now we can continue our good fight with our good buddy here. So where are we going next, I wonder? So we can't go anywhere this way. But maybe there's a different path now that we can take. Oh yeah, see, so before we weren't able to reach the switch with Will's sword, but we can reach it with Freedan. So that puts down a little bridge for us. And look at how much stronger he is. Kills things in 2 hits instead of several. Oh, there's a doodad over there. Oh, there's more over there. I guess I'm following this ball. And nothing nearby us, so we'll keep going. This is another case of one of those enemies that's much stronger. Usually brown or orange. They're a different form of an enemy that you've already been fighting. One hit on these bats. I love this. And he still has all the same things, like you can still block and draw things toward you the same way that you would with Will. Except Freedan is just a tank and obviously looks a little bit like Fabio. I think everybody that's has long blonde hair just default looks like Fabio. I don't think you have a choice. Okay, we found a red jewel. Nice. Add that to our collection. I think it's our 4th one, eh? Okay, another orangey skeleton. So we'll beat him. We'll make him turn into Murray, the demonic skull. Hopefully you guys know who Murray the demonic skull is from Monkey Island. Our defense has increased. Okay, we're not taking too bad of a beating here. Just a little bit. When enemies are destroyed, Will can return to his original shape. So yeah, you can't just turn into Freedan for fun. You can only turn into him when you're in battle. So now we return back to our original form here. And I guess we can look in all these little spots. Oh look, a person. I saw you, but I'm surprised. You can change your shape like me. I'm Lilly, an Itory girl protected by the flower spirit. How do you know a melody you could only have heard from us? I learned it from Grandma Lola. She hummed it whenever she was upset. I've had some of her pie. It tastes rather unusual, doesn't it? Do you know my grandmother? Actually, she asked me to rescue you. I see. The elder's calling. I have to go. We'll meet again. Goodbye, Will. All right, so she's our little dandelion fluff that we accidentally beat down on a little. Oops. All right, so we seem to have come out in Edward's castle. So I guess that was the maze-like area underneath that Will's grandfather had built that we just kind of perused through and came out of. I wouldn't say unscathed. We're kind of broken a bit right now. We don't have a lot of health left, but not too bad. I'm just looking around here to see if there's anything good, and it doesn't seem like it. Looking for more red jewels, and yeah, so this is where we came down from before. So I guess we can re-explore the castle now. Are you going to take Kara out of the castle? Don't let the king find you. Please take care of the princess. Still here, eh? Well, he's shy. Okay, goodbye. Come with me, if you're still here. He's sleeping. Okay, good. We can sneak by him. Of course you've come. Thank you. Was the guard asleep outside? His nickname is Old Snorehead. Sleeping again. Your little pig has come. His name's Hamlet. Cute, isn't he? He's very smart. He has some kind of strange pig power. Please, take me out of here. I wonder if Hamlet is like another shape-shifting person. Maybe the pig is Will's dad. Who knows? Wouldn't that be something? Okay, well, let's not leave right away. Let's finish exploring, because you never know. Things do change a little bit here and there after an event has come and gone. Sleeping, so we can't go back to the king's room. Ah, it's you. You've escaped from the prison. Trust what I say. Run from this castle. It'd be terrible if King Edward found you here. Okay, so we can't go back there again. Do we want to go back downstairs here? Oh. We found a large, yummy roast leg of yak. Okay then. Everything's ready. Let's go before the soldiers find us. Okay, so what do we literally have a chicken leg. Well, what's drawn to be a chicken leg in our inventory. How fun. I guess we don't want to go back this way for the moment, eh? I don't think we're allowed to. Well, who would want to go back to prison anyways? Let's just get out of here then. At last, we leave. Let's go to your house. I'm worried about your grandparents. They hurry to Will's. Okay, so lots has happened. We've rescued the princess. We're now going back to our grandparents' place to check up on them back in South Cape. And hopefully everything's all right there. I have a feeling it's not, though. If the king is evil, probably not. Oh, shit. Look at this. Everything's everywhere. What's happened? It's awful. Who would do such a thing? My grandparents? Grandpa Bill? Grandma Lola? I'll look upstairs. Oh man, I guess they came back to look for the ring. I didn't get that text box, unfortunately. What happened? Look at the wall. This mark, a jackal. The jackal's here. Jackal? He's the hunter hired by my mother. An evil man who will stop at nothing. Once he starts after you, there's no stopping him. He has no regard for human life. My grandpa and grandma. Oh man. Oh, hello. Don't worry, you two. You're the one who... Who are you? I'm Will's friend. Lily, do you know anything about this? It's okay, your grandpa and grandma are safe. Oh, thank goodness. They're in my village. Your village? Itory village. I've never heard of this village. Naturally, my village has a barrier around it. Ordinary people like you can't see it. Let's go, Will. Okay. I'm going to. It's too far. It's far too dangerous for a princess. You can't stop royalty. I do whatever I want. Typical of a princess. Well, this is the first of probably many little quips between the two of these ladies. Before we go to my village, should we meet the townspeople? We might not be back here for a long time. I think something good is going to happen. All right, well, I guess the first thing that we should do is go save. Because we have been away from saving for quite some time now. So I guess we can go back up to the top of the school and do that. Back to dark space with us. It looks like you're hurt. Close your eyes. Okay, so we'll save our game.